HOA Karen vandalized outdoor theater seats. Now she owes $120,000 and a lifetime ban. The summer air buzzed with anticipation in Willow Creek, a tight-knit community where the outdoor theater was more than a venue, it was a sanctuary. Every July, families sprawled across its weathered wooden seats for plays, concerts, and memories. But this year, the theater became a battleground, and Karen Whitmore, a 52-year-old HOA president, stood at the heart of the storm. Karen was a fixture in Willow Creek, her pristine lawn and sharp tongue defining her reign. She prided herself on order, enforcing HOA rules with zeal. But the theater, a public space just outside HOA jurisdiction, was her nemesis. Its eclectic crowds, colorful banners, and hippie vibes clashed with her vision of perfection. For years, she'd petitioned to shut it down, claiming it drew undesirables. The town council ignored her, and the theater thrived until the night of July 10th. It started with whispers. Volunteers arrived at dawn to find the theater seats defaced. Neon green and orange paint streaked across rows, spelling out "Close this eyesore" in jagged letters. The community was gutted. The theater, funded by donations and volunteer sweat, couldn't afford repairs. Michael Torres, the theater's manager, stood among the ruins, his hands shaking. "This is personal," he muttered, vowing to find the culprit. Suspicion fell on Karen. Her public rants about the theater were no secret, and security footage showed a hooded figure matching her build-wielding spray cans. Michael confronted her at the next HOA meeting, his voice steady but seething. "Karen, we have proof. You did this." The room froze. Karen's eyes narrowed, her lips curling into a smirk. "Prove it," she spat, crossing her arms. The crowd murmured, some nodding in her favor, others glaring. Sarah, a shy 19-year-old volunteer who'd poured her heart into the theater, clutched a paint-stained seat cushion, tears brimming. "Why would you hurt something we love?" she whispered. The confrontation escalated outside, where a small crowd gathered. Karen doubled down, claiming the theater was a blight, and she was saving the community. Michael's face reddened. "You owe $120,000 for damages, Karen, and you're banned for life." She laughed, a sharp, brittle sound. "You'll never pin this on me." But the evidence was ironclad: paint cans found in her garage, matching neon hues. The police were called, and Karen's defiance crumbled into panic. Enter Clara, an unexpected figure who shifted the story's weight. Clara, a quiet widow in her 70s, had lived next to Karen for decades. Known for her garden and soft-spoken wisdom, she'd never spoken at an HOA meeting. But that night, she stood, her voice trembling but clear. "I saw Karen that night," she said. "She thought no one was watching, but I was in my yard. She painted those seats." The room gasped. Clara, a friend Karen had trusted, had betrayed her not out of malice, but duty. "I couldn't stay silent," Clara said, her eyes wet. "The theater gave my husband joy before he passed. It's sacred." Karen's facade shattered. She screamed at Clara, calling her a traitor, but the crowd turned. Neighbors who'd once feared Karen's influence now saw her as a bully. The trial was swift. The judge, unmoved by Karen's pleas, ordered her to pay $120,000 in damages and banned her from the theater for life. The community reeled, divided between those who saw justice and others who felt the punishment too harsh. Karen, once a queen of control, became a pariah, her HOA presidency revoked. But the story didn't end there. Sarah, the young volunteer, took the stage at the theater's reopening. She spoke of healing, of art's power to mend division. Yet, as the crowd applauded, a bitter truth lingered. The theater spirit was scarred. Some seats remained faintly stained, a reminder of the cost. Karen, now isolated, watched from her window as the community rebuilt without her. Her act of vengeance, meant to assert control, had only exposed her loneliness. The twist deepened with Clara's confession. Days after the trial, she revealed a secret to Sarah. "Karen wasn't always like this," she said. "Years ago, she lost her daughter to illness. The theater was where they'd spent their happiest moments. I think she lashed out because it reminded her of what she lost." Clara's words hung heavy, reframing Karen not as a villain, but a broken soul. Sarah, torn between anger and pity, wondered if justice had been too cold. The theater thrived again, but the community remained fractured. Some forgave Karen, seeing her pain. Others saw only destruction. The $120,000 debt would haunt her forever, a price not just in dollars but in shame. As the final curtain fell on Willow Creek's summer season, the neon stains faded, but the question lingered. Had justice healed or divided? What do you think, was Karen's punishment fair? Or did the community fail to see her pain? Share your thoughts on justice and redemption.